We saw it here in the United States with Trump. Who was the one that was dragging their feet with Trump's agenda? Look, so you're expecting the Democrats to sabotage Trump, but it was the Republicans that were sabotaging Trump in hand
Yeah, it was embarrassing because he had control of, the Republicans had control of the House and the Senate for the first 2 years, and it was embarrassing because they weren't doing anything. Yeah, and you couldn't use the excuse of the Democrats.
Yeah, and now that Trump is out, what does McConnell do? Thanks to Trump, they had he gave them the keys to the kingdom, and McConnell backstabs Trump. But that's.
I think it's really funny when you see it's generally like the establishment that they say stuff like, "Oh, people are leaving the Republican Party in droves, and it's because Trump and the insurrection." No, if people are leaving in droves, it's probably because the establishment's fucking garbage.
Listen, I'm not a Republican. I'll never, I always said I'm a never Democrat. I'll never vote for a Democrat.
I would vote for a Republican if they meet a certain threshold of thinking, okay, I like, they're not totally full of shit. I like where they stand on some issues. But if they're just some Republican that's like, just like an establishment rhino neocon, there's no reason to vote for them.
Listen, I'll vote for Cruz. I won't vote for Romney. I don't care if Romney is running against somebody who's a super liberal. I'll vote for an independent or not vote at all.
Yeah, I don't care. Some of the people like a Romney, I don't care who they run against. I'm still not voting for them.
Yeah, there's a certain thing that I can't abide by, and it's backstabbers. There's something about
that. Mitch McConnell's full of shit.
Yeah. There's something about that bothers the fuck out of me. It tells me that they have other masters. It tells me that their agenda is not the agenda that's the rest of the people's agenda. They have their own agenda, and I'm not voting for that fucking liar and bullshit artist. And that's what I think. If you're a Republican and you see the Republican Party backstab their president for 4 fucking years, the only help the president when they want to pass their little pet projects and judges and whatnot, but they don't. It's the Republicans that stopped the wall being built. It wasn't the Democrats. It was the Republicans that refused to pass legislation to build the wall. It was the Republicans that stopped Trump from withdrawing troops. They're the ones who yelled the loudest and called Trump names and whatever for trying to withdraw troops from these forever wars.
Well, Democrats too, but it's kind of the same on the. They want the endless wars.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I understand I have to fight the Democrats, but then you have to watch your back for your own side to not stab you in the back. That's sort of the who would I find more animosity to? I know I'm fighting the Democrats. But if I have to know that I have to watch my back for my own troops, my own guys, I think I'm going to hate my own guys a little bit more.
I hate the Democrats more than I normally would because I voted for them for years.
Yeah.
Because they stabbed me in the back.
They did.
If the GOP does the same thing, then fuck them too.
Yeah. Listen. Yes, in my case, I had the same sort of realization you did, and other people in the room and whatever did.
But I wasn't, after I became like a Trump supporter and more conservative, I wasn't really mad at the Republicans because I never supported them before. So it's like, they're Republicans. But when they people like Mitch McConnell, throwing Trump under the bus and whatnot, that's not cool.
Well, because
he was pretending. I think in a way it's worse than Mitt Romney because that Mitt Romney hates Trump and stuff. Even though, I think when he was getting elected, he was kind of quiet about that when he got an endorsement from Trump, and then he trashed him later. So.
Right,
but that was a while ago.
It's still a scummy move by him, but yes, you're correct. At least Romney, you know where you stand with Romney. There's an old saying, a good enemy is better than a bad friend, because you know where the enemy stands. But a bad friend might betray you and stab you in the back.